Good morning, everyone. Bom dia, boa tarde. We're going to be starting the Mozambique session really soon. We're just giving a few seconds for participants to join. Welcome to this session. We have live translation at the bottom right of your screen. So if you click on the globe, you can switch between Portuguese and English translation. We're going to have the presentation in English today, but if you would prefer to hear it in Portuguese, please use the translation button. You can also ask questions to the presenters using the Q&A function at the bottom of your screen. And feel free as well to use the chat function to present yourselves and ask questions as well. We will be monitoring that and sharing those questions with the presenter. So I'm going to introduce Ms. Nilsa Joubert, who's the National Director for Family Farming in the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development in Mozambique. She will be presenting investment opportunities in the agricultural sector in Mozambique and will be available to answer a few questions at the end. Nilsa, over to you.
Thank you, Fanny. Firstly, I would like to start by saying a huge thank you to AGRF for allowing us to have this opportunity to share the investment opportunity in the agricultural sector in Mozambique. I would like to share the outline of our presentation. That will going to be just a short presentation. Can you please move, Fanny? It's going to be a short presentation, but I will try to cover the main areas that Mozambique has that are related to agriculture. Moving to the next one, please, Fanny. Mozambique is buffered by the Indian Ocean in its entire eastern side, and it has an extending coastline that is around 2,700 kilometers. That is one of the longest in Africa. It also allows us to have strategic ports that are connected to railways and roads that facilitate the access to countries in the interior region of the SADC region. By SADC region, we are saying that we are talking about a region that have 250 million consumers. Related also to the Mozambique potential, can we move, please? This is Mozambique. We have 11 provinces. We have a population that is around 31 million inhabitants and a rate growth of 2%. The capital is Maputo, that is in the southern region, and our official language is Portuguese. We also have the Portuguese and English as business language. Our total area is around 80 million hectares, and the arable land is around 36 million hectares. The climate is tropical and also subtropical, and the currency is metical. Our GDP is around 14 billion, and the GDP per capita is nearly 600 USDs. Related to agriculture, we have an agricultural growth rate that is around 3%. Although this year, despite all the challenges related with COVID-19, we were able to surpass this rate by several percentual figures. I would say nearly 7%. Moving to the next slide. and to the agricultural sector. Of the 36 million hectares of arable land, we are only using 15% of this. I would say nearly 5.5 million hectares. And we also have a huge extension of water courses that are favorable for irrigation for 3 million hectares. And we do also have around 10 different agroclimatic zones that allow a production of different cultures throughout the year. Continuing on the agricultural sector, Mozambique, Fanny, please move. Mozambique has nearly 67% of the population that lives in the rural areas. And of this, around 99% practices agriculture, which represents 82% of the economy. We are saying that about 4.2 million of families practice rain-fed agriculture in their place of residence on parcels of average 1.1 hectare. So basically, agriculture is the pillar of the Mozambican economy. It employs 80% of our population, and it's only 22% of the, contributes for only 22% of the GDP. But we know that if we would like to develop agriculture, we cannot avoid the small farmers that are 98% of our population. That's why the Mozambican government is really focused on working with the small farmers that are the base of our agricultural metrics. The strategy that the government adopts are related to the family farming. The government has conceived and is now implementing a policy that is called Sustenta, which is a national policy for the integration of family farming in productive value chains, whose objectives is to improve the quality of rural households through the promotion of sustainable agriculture. We think social, economic, and environmental. And this program is focused on improving food security, increasing family income, creating job and also in social inclusion, and also in increasing production and productivity. The Sustenta program has approach. Can you move, please? Thank you. This is the illustration of the Sustenta, the way it works. We have the smallholder farmers that are those 4.2 million that grow their crops on areas that have an average of 1.5 hectares. Those smallholder farmers should be integrated into a medium farmer that has the responsibility of providing to the small family agriculture inputs, and also at the hand of the production, it has the responsibility of buying the production. This integrator has the responsibility of integrating 200 small agricultural farmers. This medium farmer needs to be someone that is able to connect to the commercial and industries. Can you please move? The Sustenta program has 7 main components. The first one is related to the technical assistance. The second one is related to finances and credit for production. The third one are the market linkages, and we also have the territorial planning and also land access. We have the other one that is the infrastructure and road storage facilities. We have the safeguards and the environmental and safeguards, and also the subsidies for farmers. Those are the things that we think that are the pillars for the development of agriculture. Without proper technical assistance, we cannot develop our agriculture. The finances and credit a huge constraint for our agriculture here in Mozambique, as less than 1% of the farmers have access to credit. Another key issue are the market linkages. That's why we through Sustenta, we have developed this policy of having a smallholder farmer integrated into a medium one. And also the land access, because we realize that a huge number of our smallholder farmers don't have the proper right to a land. Another issue is the roads that are the facilities to access to the areas, to access to the market. And related to the safeguards, we cannot develop our agriculture on a sustainable way without looking to the environmental and also social. And this we also have the organic production that is also very important for us, as we in Mozambique have some very fertile areas that are really able to grow crops on the organic way of production. And finally, the last one are the subsidies for farmers. We need definitely to, at certain moments, to go into the subsidies, because this is the way that we need to, that we have to support the risks that are related to the agriculture. The Sustenta program is guided by the strategic plan of development of the agrarian sector and the national development policies. It is fully aligned with the CADAP and also with the sustainable development goals. Moving to the main topic of our presentation, I would like to share the investment opportunities. We have some strategic national value chains that were defined based on our national production metrics, income generation potential, raw material supply to local industries, and the global market demand. Those are the strategic value chains. We will be talking about rice, maize, beans, soybeans, sunflower, sesame, cotton, cattle, poultry, and also pigs. Allow me to say that all countries have perfect conditions to grow different varieties of beans across the country. And we also have a huge potential for rice. We have some irrigated areas, and we really would like to share that the season that is ending now, the smallholder farmers from Sustenta were able to reach 6.5 tons per hectare. That is a really huge increase, because those were farmers that used to have a production of 600 kgs per hectare, and now they are reaching easily 6.5 kgs per hectare. That shows that there is a huge potential if we use the proper technical assistance, seeds that are certified, and also the right inputs. We also have a huge potential for soy and sunflower, and also sesame, which gives us an open door for the development of an oil industry. Moving to the next slide, where we have the other investment opportunities, I would like to highlight the seed production and the processing. That is something that is almost for all the strategic value chains that we have. We need to focus on the production and processing of seeds. And particularly for the sesame, we are looking for the opportunity of a sesame polishing unit. And for the soybean, we were looking for the primary processing and also for an animal feed industry. And also for the soy oil industry as well. For the sunflower, as I was mentioning before, we do have a huge potential for oil industry in Mozambique throughout all these cultures. And for the sunflower, it's also for the seed production and processing, and the primary processing unit as well, and for oil for human consumption, and also for biodiesel. Maize, it's also for the seed production and processing. And the rice, it's also related to the seed and processing industry. And we would say a peeling and polishing industry for rice. And beans is also, there is a huge potential of beans as well. For the rice industry, we have an estimated investment value that is around 31 million USDs per unit. So we would like to have at least two units of rice processing industry. Continuing on the investment opportunities, there is also a huge potential for cassava, mainly in the southern region of Mozambique. And it's not only the conventional one, but we also do have the organic cassava as well. And the meat, we have the red meat, and we are looking forward for some cattle fattening units, and also for slaughterhouses for cattle and goat. And for the pork meat, we will be looking for pig farming, slaughter, and processing infrastructure. We will be talking about an investment of around 60 million USDs. Poultry, we're looking for chicken abattoir and storage warehouse for fresh eggs on these three main cities that are Maputo, Manica, and also Nampula, southern, central, and northern region as well. In terms of investment related to areas, grains, oilseed, and cassava, we have around 290 opportunities, and this is the amount of the investment. And for the animal proteins, we will be talking around about 62 opportunities with an investment that is around 200 million USDs. But it will be impossible to talk about opportunities without talking about incentives. Can you move, please, Fanny? We do have a lot of incentives for the agribusiness sector. We will be talking about 5% of income tax rate until 2015. We also have a land law that probably is one of the best of the world that allows investors to lease land for at least 50 renewable years. We have also 50% reduction in the rates on diesel and 10% in the electricity rates for agricultural installations. We also have a tax exemption on importing of all agricultural inputs, spare parts of agricultural equipment, including irrigation schemes. We also have the legal policy framework that provides access to land for national and foreign investors, and preferential conditions through the approval of our investment and exporting promotion agency, that is the APX. We also have a direction of investment proposal following land zoning, which contributes to the identification of geographic regions for the implementation of certain investment projects, priority areas for industrial, agriculture, tourism, and other development sectors. We also have the development corridors and also special economic zones that have special tax rates and other incentives as well. A part of the incentives, we also have some challenges that probably are not different from the other countries. We need to reverse the current situation of our country balance of payments. So our vision is to change from an importer for agricultural products to become an exporter. We also need to improve access to inputs, seeds, and fertilizers in order to increase the agricultural income, because from the experience that we had over this last year, we do need that quality, seeds of quality, and also fertilizers for the smallholder farmers that allows them to reach their full potential. We also need to transform the subsistence farming into more market-oriented family farming. We need to promote the employment of agro-processing and local industrialization of production. And we need to adapt the sector to the new constraints that are related to the COVID-19 pandemic, as probably it came to stay. So we definitely need to move with this as well. So I would like to stop here. It's just a short presentation, but I hope to have shared enough and hope to have questions as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Nilsa. Muito obrigada. There were quite a lot of engagement in the chat and the Q&A function. So we've selected a few questions that are strategic to the presentations that you made, and thanks a lot for that. There was a first question from Felipe Di Matteo asking, how is government working with the private sector to integrate smallholder farmers in commercial value chain? Nilsa, are you still able to hear me?
Sorry, Fanny, can you please say that again?
Sure. There was a question on how is the government working with the private sector to integrate smallholder farmers in commercial value chains?
Okay, perfect. That's a really nice question. If you could go back to the illustration of the Sustenta, where we have the integrator and smallholder farmer. Sustenta looks through all parts of the value chain. We definitely cannot avoid the private sector, because the integrator is someone that is definitely needs to be linked to a private sector. The companies that are at the end of the value chain that buy the products from the integrator that also buys from the smallholder farmers are not government companies, the private sector as well. So we definitely have space for all sides of the sector, but we are looking forward to work even more with the private sector. We need to call the private sector to work with these integrators to be able to aggregate all the production from these smallholder farmers and also these integrators as well.
Thanks, Nilsa. There was another interesting question from Emmanuel Ansa Amprofi asking basically on government policy and commitment to agriculture mechanization, both as a way of increasing productivity, but also to attract youth into the sector. Could you talk about agriculture mechanization? Would you like me to repeat the question?
Okay, no, it's okay, Fanny, thank you. Firstly, I would like to think that, okay, yeah, I can see the question now. Youth is an important, plays an important role within the agriculture. More than 55% of our population comprised by youth. I remember that last year in the AGRF, I had the opportunity to share the vision of the sector for the youth and also for women as well. We know that in order to develop agriculture, we cannot avoid women, we cannot avoid youth. We need to make sure that this segment or this very important segment of our population really has the opportunities that they need. We have some policies that we are working also with the TBI, I would say, in order to look forward for this segment and to open a wider opportunities for them. We definitely need to make agriculture more attractive for the youth as well, which presently is not that attractive for youth. But moving into the mechanization. We are working on allowing our integrators to have some equipment, but we cannot only focus on this. We need to move the way that we are currently working by providing some equipment to the smallholder farmers. But it's not only about increasing the mechanization. In order to increase the productivity, we need also to make sure that the farmers have seeds, have the proper inputs, and have the proper technical assistance as well. So it's not only about mechanization, but we know that with the time and with the evolution, the smallholder farmers will also be able to reach some equipment that are adequate for their fields. But it's not only about that. Currently, through the Sustenta, the integrator has access to equipment like tractors and other implements as well. But it's not only about that. We need to access case by case, but definitely there are some other elements that play an important role in the increasing of this production and productivity, not only the mechanization.
Thanks, Nilsa.
I'm seeing another question here.
Yes, please go ahead to answer that question. So Nilsa, there was also a question again from Felipe Di Matteo on the sugarcane value chain and whether it was integrated in Sustenta. I don't know if you saw this question in the chat earlier.
I don't know if I do have a problem with my chat, but I couldn't see this one of the sugarcane. But we started the national phase of Sustenta last year, and we started with some value chains that the cane sugar is not for now part of that. We started with sesame, soy, beans, maize, and sunflower, and also rice. For now, we are only working with these 6 cultures, but we are moving gradually in order to integrate another different value chains, and we are also looking forward for the sugar, but probably I would say that starting with the sugar cane, starting with these 6 cultures, it was because they involve more than they involve a huge part of our population. We know that sugarcane plays also an important role in our Mozambican country as well. But for now, we are not going to work with sugarcane, but we're looking forward to work with sugarcane as well.
Maybe one last question, Nilsa, because I know you need to run for a meeting with the minister. There was a last question in the chat from Antonio dos Anjos on the opportunities for fish farming in particular.
Sorry, Fanny, I didn't get that question.
Sure. What are the opportunities for investment in fish farming in Mozambique?
Fanny, I would like to be able to answer that question, but in Mozambique, the Ministry of Agriculture is only for agriculture and rural development. Fishing is from another ministry. I know that they have some program related to fisheries and small fisheries that is called Pro Azul, but I don't have elements to reply to these questions, so I'm sorry for that.
No, I think that's already a great answer, pointing participants to the Ministry of Fisheries for opportunities in investing in this value chain. I know you need to run to an important meeting, so it was very helpful to have your presentation on investment opportunities today. There was a lot of lively question and engagement in the chat. I think quite a lot of follow-up for the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development to do with the various participants to this session, and we will continue to support that. So thank you a lot, Nilsa. I don't know if you want to say a few concluding words and then we can close this session. Muito obrigada.
Thank you, Fanny. Thank you, AGRF, for having us. What I can say, I just would like to invite everyone to come and invest in Mozambique, invest in the agricultural sector. We have 67% of our population in rural areas. We have a massive work labor in the rural areas. So we have now around 352 opportunities that I would like to call everyone that is interested to come to us. If you need more details, I would like my email to be shared, please, Fanny, and we can keep talking about the opportunities that are here. Thank you. Obrigada.
Obrigada. The slides, the recording of the session, and Director Nilsa Joubert's email will be shared by email with all participants. Thank you very much. Wilson, please stop the webinar now.